Hey family, welcome to week 25 of your GKIS app. You only have 1 week left and that's a review. So the hard work is done. You've formed that cooperative parent-child relationship and you guys are informing each other and keeping each other accountable. And I hope that it's far more peaceful and fun and you're practicing a lot better online safety as a result of what you've learned. So for some of you, you might not have gotten social media or video games yet, or maybe you already have and you're home free, but there may be something else that you want to adopt. And I love this tool. It's called a persuasive PowerPoint. And I came up with it as a launch technique because I had like a 12-year-old boy in my office as my client, and he was bugging his mom, bugging her for a video game. And she couldn't get to it. And I knew that she was just going to hand it over to him without knowing anything about it, because who has the time or the motivation to look at things that you're not interested in? And so I said, why don't you do a persuasive PowerPoint and tell her about it? Tell her the good parts about it, the safety features, and the cons, so that she knows that you know what you need to stay safe. And he was like, cool. And so I went home and I told my kids about it, and they've been using it too. I might have mentioned this already. I feel like I told you guys this story already, that my daughter did one about goats, and she ended up with goats, but my son's too lazy to do it, so didn't do it very often. Well, I'm going to actually show you why a persuasive PowerPoint is useful. And then I'm going to give you a link to a YouTube video of an actual persuasive PowerPoint for Instagram. You can either show that to your parents and voila, or you can model yours after our PowerPoint, just to give you a head start. So let's talk about why a persuasive PowerPoint for social media and video games is important. Here we go. All right, so the persuasive PowerPoint, why is it great? Well, one, it's great because the kids do the research for the parents. So, and truly, they're the experts. They're the experts on what they want because their friends are all doing it. So this is a great way for you kids to take accountability and know what you're doing before you ever adopt it. And you also inform your parents so that they're not mad and blocking you from the stuff that you want. You're helping in a cooperative way share why it's important for you to get it. Also, it stimulates cooperative negotiation, right? If you guys are partners, then your parents aren't going to take it away all the time and be worried and anxious and fearful. You are telling them exactly what you're doing so that they feel proud and excited about it, and they're partners instead of enemies to tech. Also, it teaches a critical life skill, the persuasive pitch. I mean, there's not a job I've been on where I haven't had to persuade a boss or a customer or a client on something that I'm, either teaching or offering to them as a service. So most people learn persuasive PowerPoints at school. And if you haven't, you'll be learning it here. But it's a really great life skill, all in all. And finally, it also tests the kids' motivation. If you really want it, you're going to do it. And if you don't want it, you're going to skip it. So it's kind of a nice, tester for that. And finally, it puts a transparent plan in place. By going over the persuasive PowerPoint and talking through the pros and the cons, you guys all know exactly what you're up against and exactly what you're adopting and what's expected of each other. So there are no angry outbursts or surprises. So what are you going to do for your exercise? Kids, you guys are going to create a persuasive PowerPoint with or without parent help on a topic of your choice and present it to your parents. So it doesn't necessarily have to be about a social media platform or a video game. It can be about just about anything, but have fun with it. And parents, if you guys want to create persuasive PowerPoints, you can do that as well. Okay, so there it is. Now you know why I think persuasive PowerPoints are such powerful tools for kids to get what they want and for parents to know what they need to know in order to trust their kids, that they're going to be resilient and accountable for responsible decisions online. So I will see you next week for our final graduation party for Get Kids Internet Safe. I'm Dr. Tracy Bennett. I will see you next week.